I got a
Sir.
question.
Yes, brother.
Why do you think the Kardashians and all that kind of stuff? Why do you think they're teaching this thing to the women to be prostitutes and all that kind of stuff? What benefit is it to these 100 families?
If you have sisters,
And daughters.
if you have sisters, like the sisters that we train and the sisters that we work with, and you have enough of them, and they teach the other women, because I can't take this sister and teach her. She's a sister. Another sister has to teach her. But I can train her, and she can teach her, and she can teach her, and Raquel knows. We cannot be defeated if our women cannot be defeated. By weakening and prostituting and making our women immoral and sinful and stupid and whorish and doing things for money and fame and brainwashing them and making them weak and countering the women's liberation movement, the 100 families retain power. Gandhi, Dr. King, Bob Marley, all these people, they reached into our hearts and souls and they told us we're more than that. More shall be expected of us. I have certain gifts. I share those gifts. And once our women are liberated to the point where they do not buy into the Kardashian whores and all these other whores that are glorified, you don't see any shows on TV that show Ramona Africa or Nina Simone or Aretha Franklin. They have these shows of the lowest, scabbiest women in the universe, and they glorify them as beautiful. Once our women are liberated, they can work on our men because they raise our children. So the best way to weaken our children is weaken the women. Make her call herself a bitch. Make her think like a bitch. I'm a bad bitch. A bitch is a female dog. Once you get that, she's exactly like that young man with his ass cheeks sticking out. She's no longer salvageable. She is no longer savable. She is past salvation because her brain is gone. Next question.
Thank
Last. Yes, sir.
I don't really have a question. I just wanted to thank you for expressing to everyone.
I love the word thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to thank you for expressing to everyone in here about the power of the human spirit.
Yes.
That's in all of us that we just
You
need to tap
realize
into.
we all got God in us.
Yeah.
You realize the love we have in us. You realize that the people in this room alone could change the goddamn world. Do you realize that?
Definitely.
I mean, is the opposition of these duplicate rappers, you know what I mean? Because I find that now
You call them duplicate rappers?
that's what they are, duplicates.
I
you know
love
what
that. I love that.
Because back then it was like about, like you said, it's about talent and style and talent and what
Energy.
you could do. But now it's more about who can copy better. You know, whether it be rap, not just hip hop, it's rap, Justin Bieber, whoever. It's who can copy better. You know what I mean? So you have someone that comes out, for instance, like an original rap, original. I can't really say that about the breaking, because breaking's always been who's more original, so you can't even say that about that. And same with DJ in a way, but the DJ's at fault, you see. I just want to point out the DJ, because you see, a lot of people like to attack the rapper and say the rapper this, the rapper that, you know what I mean? Which is true, the rapper's talking a lot of trash, but the DJ is also like the guy that's actually the highway, and I mean, he's the one that has to, like, he has to stop, go with the red, green, yellow light, you know what I mean? It's the DJ that sit down and play that thing, you know what I mean? So like many DJs, they're just, I just find it funny that, you know, you can go to this city, this city, this city, this city, this city, everywhere in this country, anyway, I could talk. And for some reason, you can go to this club, this club, this club, and it almost sounds like it's the same song, same song, same
It
song.
is. It's the
You know what I
same
mean?
top 20
So-
songs.
So it's like
Absolutely.
some
You know
kind of
what part it is
duplicate.
too,
Eh?
just not to cut you, but a lot of it is labels are hiring
Mhm.
DJs, right?
Yeah.
Giving them
That's
contracts
Yes,
right,
as
yes.
well.
that's
You know what I
right.
mean? So like I
That's right.
just think if the hip hop on a whole, you know, get the message of everybody to know that. Like it's the DJs that have to start attacking. I mean, not attacking, but you know
I
what I mean?
never even thought of that.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's powerful because the rapper does make the music, but it's the DJ that spreads it, transmits
Yeah.
it like a virus.
Yeah, he's the one that's, you know, the one that, you know, and he's in there playing the thing. Cause like me and my boy Ziggy, right? You know him, right?
Yeah.
We're at a club, okay? And literally, we actually guessed, okay, you know what? I bet you Biggie Smalls coming on next. Because it got to that point now. You know what I mean? I almost think they got like some kind of DJ
Playlist.
academy thing. Yes, you know what I mean? Where you just press play on the thing and you, like this song, you can say, okay, Biggie's next. And if you hear that Biggie song, then this Lil Kim song is coming on for sure. You know what I mean? Or if it's not coming on next, it's coming on next. You know what I'm
These
saying?
guys aren't DJs. I call them CD players. Or
Yeah, yeah. The CD players. You know what I
You
mean?
know, all they do is push a button. You're hearing a mix. The DJ's having a drink, talking to a girl, and I'm hearing a mix happening
Yeah.
at the same time. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. And then
So a lot of these guys are just bringing pre-mixed CDs
Pre-mixed
to clubs
CDs, they're not really
and
doing
calling
the DJ
themselves
thing.
even DJs, which is another disrespect to hip hop.
to the actual art, you know?
You know what I'm saying?
And then-
That
and then-
these guys aren't even DJs.
I was And I always say this is like they have a class called hip hop there, you know, and I went to check it out, you know, and when I sat there, it was like you don't have to continue,
I
right?
can see your face.
Yeah, you don't have, I see the Running Man and this, you know, all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, I don't mind them teaching what they teach, but you should call it freestyle dancing or something, because when you call it hip hop and you go there and you're not seeing a DJ class and a rapping class and a
Well,
graph
they
class,
have
you know?
what they call hip-hop magazines, which don't have nothing to do with hip-hop. They have hip-hop radio stations, which ain't got nothing to do with hip-hop. They have hip-hop DJs that ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
That's like me saying, you know, I'm a Swedish artist, and I've never been to Sweden.
Never
I
been
mean,
to
it's
Sweden.
like, that's, you know, mental infirmary. How you gonna say you're hip-hop and you ain't never been to a Zulu Nation anniversary? How you gonna say you're hip-hop and don't nobody know you in the hip hop community?
Yeah.
And you don't know Zulu and you ain't never been to the Temple of Hip Hop and you don't play KRS-One or Immortal Technique or Bambaataa or
people don't know
Rakim.
these people.
You know, they don't even know who they are. And they don't know who Kool Herc is, and they don't know anything about the history, the culture, the language, and they don't understand that this is liberation music.
Yeah.
This is the voice of the voiceless, and until and unless people understand that and use it as a weapon,
Yeah.
because we have limited weapons, but at the same time we have unlimited weapons because the human mind is unlimited. The human spirit is unlimited. So they may have nuclear weapons. Bob Marley said it best. Remember? Have no fear for atomic energy.
Yeah.
He's dissing the
remember, yeah.
atomic energy. He said, have no fear of atomic energy because none of us can tell the time. So here's Bob Marley, little skinny roster, weighs about 140 pounds, and he's dissing nuclear energy.
Yeah.
Because he's saying only we can free our minds. Have no fear of atomic energy. That's the last song he did before they killed him, redemption song.
Interesting, yeah.
Remember, listen to the lyrics of that. And I keep using Bob Marley because he's a little skinny kid with no money. He didn't have 2 dimes in his pocket.
When you talk out to the world.
And he talked to the whole world. Why? Because he found his power. And his power spoke to the world. And once you find your power, there's no force on earth that can silence you.
Wouldn't you find it like disrespectful in a sense that for a university, the reason I'm pinpointing the university and DJ, because a university is supposed to teach you education and stuff, you know what I mean? And for a university to say they have a hip hop class and for them not to actually, because I'm not talking one university, there's many universities, they have a hip hop class and they don't go and actually put a hip hop
don't include the
thing
culture,
in there,
the people.
hip hop history and all stuff. Isn't that disrespect as a academy of education and things?
How can you, at this point in our history, look towards a university
I don't look towards it, I'm
or
just
a
going to point it out.
college and expect them to do anything but perpetuate
What's going on?
those things that get them grants from either alumni or from corporations. So the minute they go counter to the corporations or counter to those alumni who have made it, and they're no longer doing that, but they're teaching a liberation theology, then, you know, that's a free college, that's a free university. Those are as rare as finding girls with purple eyes. It's rare. It happens, but it's rare.
So do you feel like we should be trying to like digress from the mainstream and not be part of the system and
Create your own system. Create your own power. Create your own universities. Here we are in 2012 and we don't have a hip hop university. Here we are in 2012, we don't have hip hop doctors. Here we are in 2012, we don't have hip hop lawyers. Here we are in 2012, we don't have hip hop priests and scholars.
I'm surprised that in the Bronx, particularly, they're trying to fight for a museum at the Kingsbridge.
That's
And
correct.
I'm surprised that you don't have like hundreds and hundreds of people lined up signing that petition. I'm
Because
surprised,
they
I'm
would
surprised,
rather
I'm
watch the
surprised.
Kardashians.
I am surprised, I'm surprised.
Because they would
Herc
rather
or
is-
even when
punish
Herc
Herc
was
one.
sick, right?
Even
Herc
Herc
was
was
sick.
sick. Nobody
Puff
wanted.
Daddy's like cleaning bill could have took care of his medical costs. and
Brother, I was
none of those
fighting
guys
cancer
came.
the same time that Kool Herc had his problem. They did fundraisers for us. I think for me, they collected maybe $4,000. That's worldwide,
but
$4,000.
These guys are
From
claiming.
Kool Herc, they claim they might have gotten $3,000 or $4,000. We're talking about the entire universe, and that's what Africa and Bambaataa are calling an emergency meeting and putting that word out. So I expect nothing from no one, and Kool Herc expected nothing from no one. And my point is that we have to rely on self. We have to rely on the love and the strength of our community, create our own. I say I'm a leader. I'm an alarm clock. I wake you up. What you do when you're awake is your business. And because my mind, my heart, and my spirit and my voice are united, I've been able to speak around the world.
It's like important to put somehow inject spirituality or bring like intelligence back in. You know what I mean? Somehow, I don't know how, but somehow you have to bring back that raised intelligence because like they keep on bringing things down, lowering.
Yes. They want you to be ashamed of being articulate. They want you to be ashamed of being intelligent. Absolutely.
Even
Intelligence is now looked at as a joke. Pharoah Monch had a song, I believe it was Pharoah Monch, no, the other brother, Intelligence. Who's the brother? No.
A
Why is
song.
it? Why is intelligence?
He's a good example.
Let me put Why is Intelligence business out here on blast. Why is Intelligence was on my radio station, and I've known Why is Intelligent for over 25 years. Why is Intelligence told me on his radio station, his brother gave him that name. He said that at that time he was neither wise nor intelligent, and that he's glad he got that name because he tried to live up to it. Why is Intelligent one of the most beautiful brothers I ever met in my life. Most beautiful, brilliant brothers in my life. His music, his whole thing is incredible. So that's a beautiful brother. And that's what we have to do. We have to listen. We have to find our voice. We have to find our power. We got to open that third eye, and no force on this earth can stop it.
I figured it was very important for those in control and those in power to have control of the entertainment industry because from my from my thing, I believe that art or entertainment is the actual key to the images because we used to thousands of years ago we didn't write like this. We had images, like, hieroglyphs and stuff, and like it imprints your mind. That's one of the reasons why I think that graffiti has never been accepted, right? Because it reminds you of Egypt and this and that. So they don't want that anything to do with any images, you know what I mean? So that's why they have to make sure they control the music industry and all that stuff to make sure that they control the images. Because who controls the images? Back then it used to be the church that used to do that, right? But now they have the new thing.
Brother, whoever controls the images controls your mind.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why as a photographer, I'm one of the most dangerous cats in the world. Because I control my images. And they've tried to keep me, when I was in the music industry, they tried to keep me out of the away from the artists. The artists would come to me. I didn't have to go to them. And you couldn't not come to me because you wouldn't be in the magazines. You're not in the magazines, you don't sell records. So the artists came to, their management came to me, they paid me, the magazines, they paid me, I got paid by both sides, but I profited both sides. The magazines got access to the artists got access to the magazines. So I short-circuited that. And I did it, and each time an artist came, I taught them liberation and freedom. I taught them what it meant to be a slave. I taught them they were slaves, and I told them that their voice could change it. And I also told them that just like with reggae records, it could be the slackest thing on dancehall that ever existed, but each of those dancehall artists give one moment back to Jah on that record. If the record's 70 minutes long, they give 1 minute back to Jah. And I tell all these artists, I even told Tupac, if you're going to do an album talking about women and all that profanity and all that craziness, give 1 minute back to your people and 1 minute back to your creator. Tupac on one of his records, listen to me, he said, they got money for war and can't feed the poor. I heard that, I almost jumped out the window. They got money for war and can't feed the poor. 1 minute, one minute, that's all I ask.
Yeah, he did it.
You got 1 minute back to your people. When I told that to Tupac, he actually sat there in front of me and wrote it, and then he put it in a song. They got money for war and can't feed the poor. So all I'm asking these punk-ass artists to do is give 1 minute back to your community. Give one jewel in between all that dog shit. Give 1 minute in between the dog shit. Give 1 minute of jewelry back to the people. Jewels that they can plant. Things that they can think about.
Yeah.
KRS One, over and over. He did the song "You Must Learn." Black Cop. Sound. Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the beast.
That's a good
Whoop
one, yeah.
whoop. It's the sound of the police. Everybody understood.
Yeah.
Black cop, black cop. You don't even get paid a lot. Black cop, black cop.
Yeah.
Put your gun on lock. So KRS One did it. Chuck D did it. Chuck D in his song, he said he got Khalid Muhammad, my brother Khalid up there from the Nation of Islam. And he said, have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name, we lost our religion, our culture, our God. And by the way we act, many of us have even lost our minds. So Chuck did it. Tupac did it. KRS did it. Everybody I talked to, I dared them not to put 1 minute back to their creator. And I dared them not to put 1 minute back to their people, or I'd be up in their ass crease like a hemorrhoid. And they did it. And those that didn't do it are not here anymore. Give 'em a break. But my thing is, come on, people. Every time, I'll teach you guys a trick. Anyone they tell you is your enemy is your friend.
I agree.
And anyone they tell you is your friend is your enemy.
Same thing with science. When it comes to science and knowledge and education, every time they told me don't look at it, I ran to it. Every time they give me, I fling it back at them. I agree, 100%.
Oh no. There goes the neighborhood. There goes the neighborhood.
I was just building your brother Booker T.